Well, hello and welcome to SoulWhat. I am Michelle Welch, your co-host that is always so serious and cares a lot what you think, even though I don't always want to care.
And I'm the one that doesn't really give a damn what you think. Your host, Roger Welch. So what's up today, Michelle?
Well, we decided today, first of all, I've been reading like crazy today. I'm doing a lot of 2024, what I call forecast readings. It's a 12-month reading. You get a card for each month, a bunch of my intuitive insights, and then crystals and totems. So that's what I've been doing.
Cool.
What have you been doing?
I worked today.
What
and
kind
hung
of work?
out with Loki.
Oh, and hang out with Loki. Yeah, Loki, I've decided, is that's our French bulldog. We've got other little ones too, but our Frenchie seems to be very Loki.
He's underfoot all the time.
Loki-like in character, right? So,
Yes.
yeah, I call him. I posted today. I call him like Beetlebug, Loki, Little Man. What else do I call him? Yoda.
E.T.
Oh, he's like a little sea. He looks like a seal, a dead bug with his, a bug upside down with his feet up on their little, like that. So he's got, I think he's confused because I call him everything.
He's like, I'm not sure what my name is.
And you just call him, stop running.
Stop running up and down the damn stairs all the time.
Yeah, that's all you call him. He thinks his name's Stop Running.
Well, he does. He runs up and down the stairs, and you haven't seen him tumble down the stairs like a loaf of bread.
Well, he's doing just great. He's fine. And I'm happy to report that he's getting used to the golfers.
Yeah.
Some of them he barks at. Some of them, there was a man out on the golf course in his robe today, so I don't know if he barked at him. And then there were some geese. We have like these geese that we watch and a bunch of ducks. He's kind of gotten used to them. And I was walking by squirrels the other day, and he didn't even bark at them. So he's getting a little more chill.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, depends.
Yeah.
On what he's doing and what's got his attention at the time.
Yeah, what has his attention at the time. He's usually just eating all the acorns in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and getting sick.
I've been trying to blow those off the back patio, so.
Yeah. So anyway, we do have a show tonight, besides talking about Loki. And thank you, Carrie, for being here, producing for us. This is her first time flying solo producing tonight, and so we really appreciate it. She works here at Soultopia, and all you guys know her. So anyway, we decided to do a show called, that I actually have been sort of doing for a while with crystals, but we've titled it Metaphysical Makeover. And yes, this will, I believe, be a book soon. I'm working on trying to get that going and doing this, or even maybe a whole separate show, because I think it's so important. So we always hear about like makeovers for makeup or makeovers for, somebody's wedding or all those kind of things, but it's kind of clever to come up with this term, metaphysical makeover. Metaphysical actually could include anything that you're working on in your life. So it's not like technically the word metaphysical, right, Roger?
Right.
Yeah. So spiritual things, things you're dealing with, issues you're dealing with, and so maybe some new thought ways to deal with those issues as opposed to all the regular ways. I mean, obviously, we're not doctors, we're not financial advisors. And I am a lawyer, but I'm not giving legal advice. Roger's a builder. He's not building your house, maybe, but
remodeling.
We're just giving you psychic advice or some advice that comes to us that we think would help. So we had some people that are regular listeners. We're going to give first names only. So remind me, first names only. Roger, first names only.
Well, I'm not the one that accidentally screws that one up.
That's usually me. And I never mean to. I'm sorry.
The answer to the questions,
Yeah. So we had 5 people, and if we get to it, we'll get through all of them. 3 are fairly similar in the questions they turned in. Our question that we posed to them is, what is something you would like to work on that we could do kind of a metaphysical makeover on you about, like an issue or something going on in your life right now? And the first one that we're going to talk about, her name is Lori, and she turned in this issue that she's struggling with her weight, and she's trying to stop stress eating. So I kind of figured that was kind of two issues, right, Roger?
Two.
Kind of
Yep.
eating, kind of, but also it's the underlying cause that she felt it was due to stress. So what we're going to do is kind of give you some helpful hints of what we think might help with that, and that we might have in our store, or that other people that might have in their store. You can find at your grocery store. I mean, you don't have to get it at Soultopia. We're not trying to make you come buy products here, but that'd be great. But a lot of things, herbs you can use, mantras, affirmations you can use, things like that. So the first one with Lori, I kind of broke it down. I kind of was like, well, it's funny how a lot of the things, the phrases we use come from things that are going on in our lives. Right, Roger?
Yep.
Like, what's eating at you? So, like, if you have an eating problem, you can sometimes say, that phrase, what's eating at you?
Right.
So that kind of really comes from the fact, and a lot of our phrases do come from, what is it that's is bothering you? So what is, get to the root of the stress, and then that's probably going to help with the, just that stress eating.
Right.
Some background on that. It turns out that 38%, I looked this up, of adults report in one study that they report that overeating or eating unhealthy foods due to stress. 38% of us overeat, or will eat things that we know not to be healthy due to stress.
That makes kind of sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Stress,
I think it makes
boredom.
a lot of sense. And according to the American Psychological Association, cortisol, the primary stress hormone, helps regulate the body's response to stress. However, too much cortisol can cause sleep disruption, anxiety, and increased appetite. Cortisol also increases general motivation, which can include our motivation to eat, according to a Harvard Medical School study. So when a stressful episode subsides, cortisol levels should fall back to normal. However, if the body stays stressed, cortisol can remain high. And the chronic stress can also increase, and I'm going to spell this, it's Grelin, ghrelin, for you smart people out there, which is often referred to as the hunger hormone. So stress can do that too. So really, there's a lot of, right here in Dallas, the UT Southwestern Medical Center researchers found the chronic stress in mice caused a raise in those levels, that ghrelin or whatever that is. Ghrelin? Somebody tell me how to pronounce that. So, it's a real issue, and our hormones can be affected. They're not just the hormones we think of immediately with, male, female hormones. It's like cortisol and all those things that can be affected when we have stress. So it really can cause us not only to eat like stressy, but for a lot of us, it can cause us to put a weight around our midsection.
Okay.
So I thought we could give, some hints on all of them. I'm going to say, on all 5 people, I'm going to say, of course, meditation would be helpful. So it's interesting because many of us know about, breathing, and somebody actually posted on our Intuitive Insights group. If y'all aren't members of that on Facebook, join it, because it's great. People post great stuff on there. An app where it helps you know how to breathe, hold, and then release. Yeah, it helps with that.
Yeah, there's some other apps too, because I know it's one time there was it's always the timing, or especially when you start meditating, is finding the time to meditate. So there is an app that'll actually alarm you the same time every day. You just kind of set it later in the day or earlier in the morning, where you'll get up and actually meditate.
It's probably on Fitbits now.
It probably is.
Yeah,
actually,
I'm thinking.
But
Since I wear my Fitbit all the time, I should know, right?
What Fitbit?
The one you bought me a long time ago. It made me feel guilty. So, like, if I wasn't going to yoga when it said I was going to yoga, and I was on Fox News Radio, and we actually talked about that. What I was the expert, wink, wink, to talk about was how Fitbits can actually cause stress in people because it's actually telling you did this or you need to do this. So anyway, that's a whole nother thing about stress. But what I got was just the mindfulness, sitting quietly for those of you, most of you know this, but for 10 to 20 minutes, you can even do 5, morning or evening, and just observing that breath. I think that no judgments about your body, no judgments about what you should have done or should do during the day, just quietly. Every time your mind wanders away, you can just gently bring it back. I always acknowledge what my mind has wandered away to, but I'm so ADD that I can't stay there long. I need to bring back the focus pretty quickly. You can also practice mindful eating, Lori, by chewing slowly, taking notice of the smell, the color, almost like we do in meditation, like intuitive insights. All the senses. What does it smell like, taste, the color, the texture of your food, and turning off any distractions. And really pay attention when you're eating instead of just mindlessly eating. That's one reason they say don't eat in front of the TV, which I do all the time,
I'm in
which
trouble.
is really bad. All right. So don't eat in front of the TV, exercise, socialize, and dig deep. Why are we stressed? Affirmations are great. I crave healthful foods or healthy foods, things like that. But for the stress, you can say, I feel healthy. I feel stress-free, or, any positive affirmation. We don't put the don'ts in there. We say our positive affirmations in a positive way. So a lot of you know about that. But I also, Roger, what would you think would be some crystals for eating and for stress?
Well, we talked about that earlier. Appetite, yellow appetite, green appetite, both.
And blue.
Yeah.
So one of the things about that that's funny is that it's not spelled like appetite, but it's spelled APATITE, but it actually does have that way of helping with your appetite. And so I also got, I thought shungite would be really good because shungite not only helps with your stress levels, it's a purifier. So you can work with shungite almost for anything, really. I mean, if you when in doubt, use shungite. Lepidolite for stress, it's really anxiety, but it has natural lithium in it. And then also I found for me, chrysoprase is one of the best.
That's a good one.
It's a green apple color. Hey, maybe it'll make us want to eat green apples instead of something else. But it's actually very good for stress. Very, very good. So those are the crystals I thought that would be really good.
So I was going through also as we were talking, and I found where my Mojo bags, the Grist bags.
Oh, yeah.
So I found this one that I thought was really cool in my list of things, my little list of. This is an anxiety bag, to help with anxiety.
A little different than stress, but close.
But kind of help with it a little bit, right? What was cool about it, though, is in here, the things that we find in it is dried rosemary, dried lavender, rose. Then we have citrine, green aventurine, and rose quartz.
Okay.
Yeah, makes a nice little bag.
So that little and you can get. I would put, you can wrap it in any kind of like felt or even old material that you have. We have material, go to Joann's or a place, any fabric place, and cut up little squares, kind of about 6 by 6 to make it, and then tie it. And you can make that little mojo, or come to SoulWhat and we'll make those for you. At our Bishop Arts location, especially, we make those mojo bags. So the candles, I was thinking for that, a rose color candle, because a rose color candle, and we're not going to really specifically talk necessarily on each one of these about spells to do, but maybe setting intentions. I am going to actually give sort of an intention spell for you to do, Lori, but I think rose or pink, because it's calm. Rose and pink are a little bit different in the colors. We carry the pink ones here. I don't think we have the rose ones. They look fairly pink.
They're pink.
They're
more
not
pink,
fuchsia,
yes.
but they're pale pink.
They're more pink, yes.
And so that's more like a friend to yourself, a self-love and calming you down. And blue's calming too, but I felt was drawn more to the rose and the pink. And then yellow is for the metabolism. And also, Roger told me earlier that cinnamon speeds up your metabolism. So cinnamon is a really good thing to put either on your food or even you could put some cinnamon in your candle. How we do candles, we've showed you before. This isn't a show on candles, but you can dress the candle, or if it's the candles in the glass pillar, I'm going to talk more about that. You can punch like 3 holes or 5 holes down into your glass pillar candle and put herbs in or essential oils. And then on the outside of it, you can write, okay? So you would want to write maybe your intentions on the outside of it with a permanent marker if you're using the glass.
Yes.
So there's another, I don't know how many shows ago, but we talked about candles.
And of course you can use
I'm sure
white.
we have classes on that all the time.
And of course you can use white candle because, white's kind of universal for everything.
Yeah. Okay. So energy work, I would say, I think energy work for everything. I think some of us, including me, neglect our self-care in the form of energy work. Really, just getting a clearing. Even like at Soultopia, we do quickie clearings. They're 10 minutes?
Yeah,
for $10.
5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 to 10 bucks for 10. And
very
we
long.
clear and balance your chakras just really quickly for those in a hurry. But even if you have a favorite healer, a favorite energy worker for Reiki, or I do Stellar Gateway, or for whatever kind you like, I think that is really important. And I think to balance, Lori, your heart chakra, solar plexus, and I got sacral chakra. And then I did I found a little thing, and I tweaked it totally. So I'm just telling y'all what y'all think, because I read stuff that I'm like, that is not. I mean, I don't mean to be egotistic with that. That's not right. So here's what I think. So I changed it. Okay, so this is Michelle's thought. So Roger uses a lot of black salt. So I got black salt and a black candle, and get a holder, and I would get olive oil, and I would get your dragon's blood resin, which we have here. I'd get some of that cinnamon. And then you can get a pen and some paper and a bowl and a plate. And so here's what we're going to do. So you're going to put your candle, and if you're doing the glass one, you don't have to do all this. But if you're just doing the little chime candle or the bigger ones that aren't in a glass, right, Roger? What are those called? The bigger ones. I can't think.
7-day candles?
Those. Well, that aren't in the glass.
Oh, that's not in the glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's the little chime ones, and then there's the bigger
there's the
ones.
6-inch ones.
The household
The
candles.
household candles, yeah.
Anoint your candle with the oil, so it'd be the olive oil, and put it on the holder. Okay, so if it's in the glass, you don't need to do that because the olive oil is just kind of the carrier oil. And then light it and sprinkle some dragon's blood resin in there, and I would also sprinkle a little cinnamon. So if you're doing the candle, dress it the way you typically dress the candle that's not in the pillar. But if it's in the glass pillar, you can put it down in those holes that you have poked, like I told you before. And then you could say a barrier between comfort and coping for I feel and I hurt. And then on the slip of paper, you're going to write a list of your favorite binging foods, okay? Make it as long as you want. What you eat when you're stressed out. So you'd write that down. I go get taco. I go to, what is it? They all like Whataburger or whatever that place is. But whatever the place is.
That's William. He likes to eat. He
Yeah.
eat Whataburger, I think, every single day.
And then I wait in line for 2 hours and I leave, and it doesn't matter.
It's not much different than Sonic or any of the others.
Oh, well, no, it's slow. So you
Oh,
write
it's
down
slow.
that you
It's
write down
extremely
that
slow.
favorite binging food or what it is that you eat when you stress eat, and then you're gonna burn that paper, and I would do it away from you because you don't want that. So fold it away from you, and then burn that paper, and collect the ashes and on a plate or in a bowl, and sprinkle them around your candle. I know this is different, but oh well. I like things to be different. And then you can put a barrier between comfort and coping for I feel and I hurt, for I need and hope because food won't make my stress go away. So something like that. The comfort, the barrier, I need. Maybe I hurt, but food won't make my stress go away.
Okay.
And then after that, eat your favorite safe food. So you need to have that available too. Like maybe an apple or just something you know that's a safe, good food for you to eat. Focus on the candle, set your intentions with it, and then blow it out. So you can tweak that because here's my belief about spells. I think when somebody else tells you how to do a spell, I think we were talking about this earlier, Carlton and I think it was Carlton and I were talking about this, that when someone else tells you how to do it, and those books, I know because we're reading that book, Positive Magic, that we got in the store.
Yeah.
And we like it a lot. And because this book doesn't tell you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, how to do everything, it's more about the premise behind positive magic. It explains it. And so I think when somebody gives you and Wes said this on the show one time, when they give you their grimoires and they're telling you that was the intention they set.
Yeah.
So you don't know what intention they had. So, take it and try to, I know we need a little guidance sometimes when we don't know, but take it and tweak it to what you think would be good. So, use the candles and then set an intention, basically, put maybe some cinnamon and some of the other herbs Roger mentioned, and then set your intention and then burn it. You can burn it in that, light it with that fire, or do the ashes in the plate or the bowl, like I said, and then eat your favorite food. I think that's kind of good. Not your favorite food, your safe food.
Safe food.
Yeah, hopefully that becomes your favorite food. Okay, so essential oils. Lori, I put bergamot oil, diffuse it through the day. You can also dilute with a carrier oil, coconut almond. Again, the almond oil earlier, I think I said was the carrier oil. And put it on your wrist. Now, this is important. This needs to be like we sell plant therapy because we don't sell multi-level marketing oils at our store. We might have those, that we've used in the past, but we've chosen at our store to sell. It's a family-owned company. They're very pure oils, and that is one that can come in contact with your skin. There
Just
are
have to
other
dilute
oils.
it.
Yeah, there's other oils that we sell that are maybe better just to go in your candles or just to go when you burn things for spells, okay? So another one that you could use, if anything, have you noticed when we're stressed, like our breathing, again, we're talking about breathing for our meditation and things like that, and breath is life, right? So eucalyptus is good for that. And so you can start taking, that would be good to use during your meditation to diffuse for your breathing. And spearmint works in the same way. And then I also put, lavender, of course, is soothing, and rose essential oil. Rose essential oil, the really good stuff, is quite expensive. Yeah. Our plant therapy, we carry it. I think we keep it, but just know that when you're getting a really good from plant therapy, it's a little bit more, the rose oil.
The rose is just more expensive, yeah.
And then, let's see, vetiver, of course. And so, I'm giving probably too many, but mainly I would say the main one I would use to put on is the bergamot, is what I would start with. If you want more, we can always give you more.
Those work really well.
Yeah. And so I'm seeing, because I wrote, make sure that you treat yourself with kindness. The other thing I wanted to say is I've tried to give an archangel for a lot of these. I work a lot with the archangels. It's a lot about color. It's a lot about how they feel. They're androgynous, so I may say he or she just because how they feel to me. But I put for you Michael, Lori, Archangel Michael, and I put Archangel Raphael. So Michael for just protection through some of the stress, Raphael for the healing, and then I added Haniel because I feel like because we're dealing with some emotions, Haniel is very good for that. And Haniel is a very feminine feeling angel and very much about grace and mercy. So that's what I have for your makeover, Lori.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty in-depth, too.
Pretty in-depth. And I want to do a lot more, but for the show, we got to keep it short, right? So, somewhat short. And Roger, I'm going to give you these because here are the notes for our next one, if you want to see.
Well,
Or maybe not.
okay. So
Yeah, here they are. Carla.
Carla's next.
Starts right here. So Carla's next. And her issue that she turned in was, and this is a very serious issue and so is Lori's, obviously. All of these are. But so we won't be cutting up quite as much tonight. Maybe Roger might keep it light. He'll make fun of me. But Carla, many people go through this. Some it's more fresh than others. I've had some people just this past week or two lose loved ones. And so Carla is talking about dealing with grief during the holidays and what can she do. So a metaphysical makeover of sorts to help Carla deal with grief during the holidays. And Carla, I appreciate you asking this one because I think this is so applicable for so many. Now, this is a little different than dealing with depression during the holidays in the sense of a lot of us will have seasonal depression and depression for different reasons, but it's close. But she's going all the way and saying, actually, grieve.
She's grieving.
Grieving a loss.
Through the holidays, yeah.
Okay, so grieving during the holidays. So for those we'll sort of tie them together, but we are actually addressing Carla's specifically grieving during the holidays. So, Roger, some affirmations I would think of some affirmations as, what would you say?
Affirmations is good. Meditation's good.
Well, what affirmation do you think you would do if you were grieving a loss during the holidays? How could you turn that? Let's think it through. I'm going to put you on the spot. I didn't mean to. Carrie, you want to jump in? So I would turn it into I.
Probably.
I'm just trying to help us, everybody play along. I would say, I am comforted. I am supported during these holidays. I am loved during these holidays. I am loved from beyond. I know Carla feels that.
Yeah.
So we could say anything. So the affirmation, you just want to say, I am, and not what you're not, okay? So background facts. Honestly, I didn't get the stats of how many deal with the grief during the holidays, but I meant to.
It's probably pretty high.
It's pretty high.
It's got to be pretty high.
It's pretty high. Of some sort of grief or another, some sort of grief or another. Do you want to go over the crystals?
So the crystals, we have Apache tear, which is actually a type of obsidian. Mm-hmm. And then we also have the yellow calcite.
So those are the ones I recommend, and I will tell you why I recommend those. And then there's some more that I did look up that others, you know how people on not social media, on the internet, they'll all kind of copy the same people say the same thing when I typically, I just don't do that. So Apache tear is obvious. That was all about grief, the tale that goes with the Apache tear, the trail of tears. And they felt those were the tears that had been cried. The yellow calcite I picked years ago because it has to do, to me, that's the color of Archangel Azrael. So that is also the archangel that I would like you to work with, Carla. Archangel Azrael gets a bad rap because Archangel Azrael is the angel known as the angel of death. Okay, right. Now, before you think, oh, how horrible that I would say that, I don't see Archangel Azrael. And I have seen Archangel Azrael in my third eye. I see a lot. I see other angels, but Archangel Azrael, maybe because I'm a little scared, but in my third eye, I've seen him. He is not this hooded sickle person with the sickle and mean and all that. That's not what I see. He is the archangel that is the patron angel of those in ministry for helping people cross over. So it could be pastors, clergymen, priests, hospice workers. And so his colors are kind of an off-white going to yellow, pale yellow color, like a yellow calcite. Very supportive, like Carrie said. Archangel, that yellow calcite is extremely supportive. And so that's what Archangel Azrael is during this time. Archangel Azrael, just so you know, is the one that helps lead people to the light and helps those who are left behind who are grieving. So he is the perfect archangel to call on for grief. I actually have a friend, PJ Spur, and she took my crystal certification class, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago. Time flies. And she wrote a book. And her book, I would love for you to get it if you don't have it, Carla, or I'd love to get it for you. And it is, and we used to sell it in the store, and we need to get more. But it is, oh my gosh, and I was going to look it up. PJ is not on, I don't think. But if somebody could look up the name of PJ's book, it's dealing with grief. She tells you all the different ways. I mean, it is a metaphysical makeover for grief. She walks you through the stages of grief and talks about using tapping to help with grief. And she is nice enough to cite in her book my yellow calcite and my Apache tear, and talks about Archangel Azrael from her learning that in the class. And so I love PJ's book, and I highly recommend it for you to gift, anybody to gift to someone. Did you find it, Carrie?
Navigating Grief with Grace.
Navigating Grief with Grace is the name of PJ Spur's book. And we need to get more of those.
Yeah, we do.
And honestly, I think it's on Kindle too, so that's the one I would recommend to get. Do you want to go through those? I found on Facebook, not Facebook, why do I keep saying that? I found on the internet the 5 stages of grief. I don't like the crystals that they put with them. Of course I don't.
Is that
but
what this is right
yeah,
here?
those are the 5 stages of grief.
There's only 4 here. Right?
No, there's one on the
5.
page before.
Okay.
So the first one, your first stage of
okay.
grief is denial.
So first one is denial, which is rhodonite.
Well, and I agreed with rhodonite.
Okay.
Okay, so rhodonite, you want to talk about rhodonite just
Sure.
briefly?
It says rhodonite is known as the emotional healing stone. During difficult times, rhodonite is great for projecting a calming effect to help keep us centered. The stone helps to heal our emotional wounds while activating the heart for love again. Through grief and loss, rhodonite helps to bring grief to the surface. This is a difficult experience, but important as it allows the experienced guilt while providing us the opportunity to learn ways to let it go.
So let me tell you my opinion about it. So I don't think we have to read all the stuff they put, because I don't really necessarily agree with it all. But the first stage, right, they say is denial, that we're in denial about what happened. I do think rhodonite would be somewhat good for that. I think it's a little harsh. I would temper it maybe with some rhodochrosite. Rhodonite is really that stone of love that brings up traumatic things. I think it's a little early, but it's what I think this person is saying is it will get us to start realizing that this is real. The thing is it's really this, for me, the crystal of the dark night, kind of the soul, for people who've gone through trauma, and it brings it up. So I would gently use the rhodonite. Maybe I would temper that with a rose quartz, which maybe this person has later. Yeah, for the next one
Guilt is rose quartz.
But I don't. So what do y'all think for guilt? Guilt, if and you know, they say that's a stage of grief, right? So rose quartz maybe, because it's a loving stone. It's the unconditional love. It's a love for yourself. But I'd say rhodochrosite. I really would, because rose quartz to me doesn't really deal with typically feeling any guilt feelings, okay? And I'm going to look into these more. It's just that I would have done it all day, and I was writing a book today.
Yes, you were.
So, all right. And so, but, you know, this is the next stage. And then I don't agree with the one for anger. For anger, surprisingly enough, they say amethyst. For anger, that stage of grief, I would actually say, honestly, a red jasper. And I know that seems opposite, but in the case of red jasper, I believe, and I've seen it work, especially like with little kids who have anger, like tantrums, and I'm not saying we do but we can when we're going through grief. I mean, it's deep. Red jasper actually has the opposite effect. We think, red's going to make it worse, but it actually doesn't. It tempers that anger. She said amethyst. I don't see that. And then the next stage is depression. And this person, and again, I don't see it being smoky quartz. Here's what I think for depression. I think lepidolite, selenite, chrysoprase would be mine, and maybe lithium quartz. There's probably more. I mean, we can go on forever, but those would be my go-tos, okay? And then finally you come to acceptance and hope. Now, this person, and I need to give this person credit even though I don't agree with them. This person said chrysocolla. I don't feel that. Okay, so I want y'all to think with me for acceptance and hope. A rose quartz would be better, and hope to me, hope is like heart and that's heart, and like solar plexus, like your hope kind of comes up from your solar plexus and kind of greets you at the heart, and that's where. And I think of the crown chakra too, you know. So I think of citrine and maybe your rose quartz, and then maybe your amethyst, because you tie it all the parts together. So there's a lot that you could do for hope. I mean, there's a lot of crystals of hope. A lot of the high ascension crystals are for hope. A lot of the, angelite would be a good one, don't you think, for hope? Yeah, I think so too. So I think you can, it'd be a fun exercise for everybody to go through and to learn your crystals. Which one do you think would be good for those 5 stages of grief? The candle, because I put off-white for Osriel. That's me personally, just my connection with Osriel, and because I think, Carla, you should connect with Archangel Osriel, and I think you already do. I think because you are a comforter to many. And then you could do the rose or the pink again. Now, I want to tell you guys something. Those of you who do candle magic, you may be thinking, oh, that's not the one it says, or oh, no, that's not right. I channeled what I thought would be best for each of these situations. Okay, so that's what I did on these. So herbs. Do you want to go with that?
Yeah, herbs. So
you might want to scroll down a little to go down to the essential oils, because I think that would be probably the best.
Well, I had a couple of things too.
Okay.
Because I had some over here too. So one thing, back to the little bags to carry with you, little mojo bags. One thing that I found there was actually sage, believe it or not.
That makes sense.
Okay. And it's used for cleansing, purifying, and it also aids in alleviating the grief process.
That makes sense.
Sorrow. Another one is actually lavender, and that helps promote for sleep, calmness, things like that. Then we have sandalwood. Helps relaxation, heightens the spiritual energy, invokes past souls also. Okay. And then also marjoram, and that eases grief. And I see actually on yours here, even in the oils, you have geranium oil, which you say dilute it or diffuse it through the day.
Again, you can cut that with a coconut oil, a carrier oil, and then you put it on your wrist so you can smell it through the day. I would say the energy work, I put to maybe try the tapping that PJ Spur talks in her book, Navigating Grief with Grace, which is a great name. But you can look up tapping anyway, but she does a good job of explaining it in her book. And then I've already gone over the Archangel, and then I did write that book for you that I thought would be very important for you or anyone else. Seriously, it is a small little book and makes a great gift too.
Super easy to read.
Yeah, we need to definitely get that back in the store.
Kelly said yellow obsidian is her hope go-to, and Alexis said, I think carnelian for guilt, because I found in chakra healing that guilt is stored in the sacral chakra.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, that's great, you guys. Thank you. So Tomas is our next one, and I'm going to say our next 3 have to do with. Do you want to break and do a giveaway?
No, go ahead. We'll do it after this one.
So our next 3 are a little bit. They all have to do with jobs. Okay, so that's why if y'all thought we were going on and really long and there's no way we can finish, you're probably right. But because this is me all the time, not focused, and y'all, my hair's driving me crazy. I'm just going to tell you. Thank you. I went from reading, ran in here. So, and Roger was nice enough to go home and.
I had to run home and get your makeup and back.
Like 5 minutes before the show. That's.
I know,
so,
right?
Yeah, and then I still, makeup. I don't even know how to put it on. Where's Joaquina and all you guys who know how to put on makeup when I need it? Okay, so.
I'm going to get a makeup artist in here.
We need one.
Yeah.
We need one because I don't. I don't know. I need a makeover. Maybe a metaphysical makeover, but I need a real makeover.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I can get
Okay.
you that for Christmas.
Yeah, you could. Okay. But I got all these beautiful people in here that know how to do all this, the hair and everything. My hair's got some nasty blue that I tried to put in it too. So y'all see that? It was really beautiful teal, and it's sort of a sad edge, I think. But anyway, all right. So here we go back to the y'all, since we're gonna make it all about me. Tomas, Lexi, and Leslie all agreed to be a part of our little first metaphysical makeover experience, and they're all, like I said, a little bit related to jobs. So Tomas feels challenged in changing careers, and that's the one that I didn't get to ask him exactly what he means by that. So we'll see if we hit the mark. I mean, I don't know if that means what I get from intuitive, he wants to change careers, but he feels challenged in doing it. Okay. So, but it's not that he doesn't want to do it. What do you think? Is that what it means? Feels challenged in changing careers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I think it's probably that he's wanting a change, doesn't know how to get there.
Yeah.
It hasn't presented itself to him.
Yeah.
To make those changes.
Or maybe he feels a little conflicted about it. I'm not sure. But that's why
it happens. A lot of
sure.
times people get in their job and they feel good about it and they're like, I can't leave.
Yeah. Or should I or could I? Yeah.
Instead of just jumping and doing it.
And then Lexi would love to get a job in Rapid City doing Reiki. Okay. And then Leslie says she has an issue with her job. She's getting the increased responsibility that she's been begging for, but she is not getting the pay or position that would align with the duties she's now assigned. She loves her work in her company, though. So that one's pretty clear. So you want to jump in?
I got a hoodoo spell for that.
For which one?
For Leslie's. Is that? How about that?
Okay, all right.
How about a hoodoo spell?
All right.
All right. So what you want to take with this is actually a small green bag. Okay. And with it, you want 3 shiny pennies, a piece of pyrite, and a piece of pine or cedar, and then put the names on a piece of paper with the names on it. Okay. So first thing you want to do is dress the paper, and with the name paper, what your people that you're going after for more money, that you want more money from.
Okay.
Right. You can even use a money drawing oil. We have those in the shop. I make some even, but we do have some. You can add them.
You can make your
mix.
own, or if you don't want to, like me. I mean, he's the cook. He'd make it. He's the the kitchen witch. He'd make all that. But I would buy the stuff we already have.
Yeah,
it's really good stuff.
Then take the pine. If it's either pine or cedar, you want to take those and crush the needles up. Because it's the needles, not everything. It's the needles. Crush those up, and then you want to rub that into the coins and into the pyrite. Fold the needles, coins, pyrite inside the paper, and then put everything into the bag and tie it up.
Oh, cool.
Okay, and carry it all times. It helps increase your income. Is this what it's for? It's financial luck and income.
Okay. So that would be. Let's jump down to Leslie then.
That would be Leslie's. Yeah.
So for Leslie, and again, we want to do affirmations. We want to make sure we have those in there, and meditations. We won't spend a lot of time saying exactly how to do that because I think you guys know how to do that. I got crystals. I did candles. I thought green. Obviously for the money, but yellow is actually a good one for promotion.
Yeah.
So she wants the title. So what I felt is there is a difference between the two. So she already has the responsibility. She don't want any more responsibilities. She's already got that. Okay, that part's taken care of. Now she wants the pay and the title. The promotion, the acknowledgement to go along with it. And I feel like the money and that acknowledgement are two separate things in a way. Okay, they're the same, but they're separate. So for the money, I would do the green candle. and for the honor and the mental side of it, the naming part of it, the communication part of it, the promotion part of it, I would do the yellow candle.
Okay.
And did you have crystals that you would recommend?
So crystals for this would actually be.
I didn't write them down. Did you have any?
You said, you didn't, did you?
Well-
Actually, yeah. Well, pyrite,
Citrine.
Yeah.
So here's where I was thinking about it, because these are all, again, for getting the money. So anything, or a Bandantia bracelet, goddess, she has it all. She except for pyrite, but she has green aventurine, malachite, citrine. All those stones that. But pyrite is great, and I'm leaving out one from Bandantia that's on there, and I designed it. I can't remember. So green aventurine, citrine, all those money crystals are one thing. But again, I was wanting to think about, how do you get the acknowledgement? So what crystal do you think? Let's think about it, guys. Because there's not always one right answer. And that's why I want y'all to always be with me. I never just take what everybody else says. I mean, maybe there's history, and I'll take that into account. But I'm like, does that make sense? Or did somebody just copy what somebody else said? So what do y'all think for getting acknowledgement and getting a promotion? What crystal do you think would do that? You want to be seen, right? Are you looking on there?
No, I'm not.
Are they behind? So, I mean, I can throw some out there.
Probably. Oh, you're asking them.
I'm asking. So what chakra too? I start thinking about chakra. That to me is solar plexus a little bit too. But I really feel like that might be pyrite again. But I feel like there's something else. And I'm not sure I've landed where the best one I think it would be to get to where you get that. It's kind of like that. What is that? Is it the Seven of Wands in the tarot card, in the tarots, where you get that public acknowledgement, that recognition? That's the crystal that I would want for that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come back to you guys because I'm drawing a blank. So y'all think of it. You can't think of one?
No.
Okay.
I was going to say green obsidian, but I don't know why I said that. I think it's because those green obsidians you can see through also.
Well, that might be good. So I think it's something that's strong, and I think it's something and it's flashy. I mean, it might be even peacock ore. I don't know, bornite, or is it bornite?
Bornite.
Yeah,
Bornite.
I think that it might be something like that. It's just you want to get the acknowledgement, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay?
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So that's kind of fun to me to figure those out. Yeah? What?
Do a giveaway?
Yeah,
Do a
let's do
giveaway.
it.
So we're going tonight. We have I'm a Soultopian bottle. Pretty cool, right? So you're going to have to watch over there because most everybody's on YouTube tonight.
Yeah.
There's a few people on Facebook, but most everybody's on YouTube.
Facebook streaming a little slow.
Yeah.
Facebook
So what
streaming
how you want to give this away tonight, Michelle?
Okay, so my question to you guys is let's do what crystal we said for
Grieving.
that were put in the book, in PJ's book.
Yeah.
The 2 crystals that were in the book.
Yep.
That I had recommended and that PJ was kind enough to put in her book, Navigating Grief with Grace.
Yeah.
Okay? 2 crystals.
So which 2 crystals are in PJ Spur's book that Michelle recommended
for grief.
for grief?
Okay? It's kind of hard, huh? Because we've been throwing out a lot of crystals.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to Tomas really quickly.
Okay.
He also said, yes, Michelle, that's it. I want to, but how to manage it or making the change.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Tomas. All right, so we're on Tomas now. And so we've talked now a little bit about, because we jumped to Leslie, we've talked a little bit about the money aspect. But let's talk about how do we bring in, managing changing careers. Okay, do you have any suggestions on, again, affirmations? For meditation,
Affirmations, yeah.
I would really do a visualization, Tomas. I feel like there's some fear involved. And I feel like there's so I feel like the crystals really, besides the money aspect, the manifesting crystals, which are many of the money crystals, okay, are manifesting crystals. But I really feel like the taking a leap of faith, that full card in the tarot, I feel like those I feel like pre-night comes to mind. I feel like some smoky quartz for feeling grounded, that you're making the right changes. And then, and that management. I also feel like fluorite, just so you don't feel like you're all over the place with the decision and you're focusing in on the right. That's kind of a mental stone.
Be a good one.
So I feel like some of those for you, and that's, besides just the regular crystals for manifesting, because that could be for any of these, any crystals for the money and manifestation, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like that would do. And he said managing it, and how to manage, figuring that out. I do feel like even bringing in, I spoke of the solar plexus already. I kind of feel like a yellow aventurine would be important to throw in with the green aventurine. That's just what I'm getting intuitively for you. Okay. Now, the essential oils, I think that lemon oil would be great for this situation. So when we're feeling a challenge and also we're not going to focus so much on the change, because we know it's a change of career. He's not just afraid of all change. I am sometimes, but lemon oil, again, if you want to take the lemon oil, any of the citrus oils are very uplifting, kind of give us clarity, clear our mind. Speaking of, I think a really good, beautiful, clear quartz will give you clarity too. Just we forget about clear quartz sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
It really, I just got that
Sometimes
too.
they get overlooked
really
because we have so many of them just around all the time.
And we're always, we have so many. And honestly, we try to keep it to ones that are affordable, So but I think honestly, Tomas, I feel like if you carry a wallet or even your pocket, or I know you have a little mojo bag thing, I feel like if you don't already have just a special citrine and a special clear quartz just for this, those two, for some reason, are coming to me. Just because that solar plexus, it also covers money, and the clear quartz for clarity. But that lemon oil, whether you want to use that to wear it, diffuse it, or use it in a candle. What color candle would you want for that?
I would say either green, maybe gold.
Okay.
How about gold?
Yeah. So why gold?
Just because it is an abundance growth candle again.
I kind of feel like even again back to that yellow, because it's something. I feel like it's a lot. You're doing a lot of thoughts back and forth in your mind, and so I feel like that's going to actually just brain in kind of the racing back and forth thoughts in your mind. So I would do kind of a yellow. For the archangels, you guys, I love working on with the archangels, and I'm thinking, oh goodness.
I'm looking here to see if anybody won yet.
Carla said yellow calcite and chrysocolla, and then Kelly said rhodochrosite. I think it was rhodochrosite.
Nope.
No, Carla got it half right. So
Carla's
the other one,
half right.
Carla, the other one, or for all y'all, if you want to jump in, the other one is a black stone.
Yeah.
So it's yellow calcite and something else. And when you hear the name out of it, it's pretty obvious that it would have to do with that.
Exactly.
Okay. So back to the archangels. I am just, I think there's not really so much that I think Raphael needs to come in, but I think that a lot of the thing will be what type of career it is, okay? But I do think, I think of Sandalphon, for one thing, because he said to stretch from heaven to earth. Now, also he has to do with music, okay? So, and I don't think you're in the music business, but that's not why I'm saying it. But he's a turquoise color, so any turquoise would come into play here too. And turquoise is is actually also highly protective. But he said to stretch from heaven to earth, and he was said to carry the messages from heaven to earth. And I feel like that this connection almost of just like what you want in the mundane world, like earth, and then what you really think your higher purpose is and really where you're supposed to be in a job. I feel like Sandalphon would connect that for you. And that's for Tomas.
That
and
works.
I think I skipped Leslie.
No, we talked about
for archangels.
Oh, for archangels.
So for archangels, Leslie, I would say because the issue was mostly about she wants the pay. It's honestly being valued.
Yeah.
And that's not saying that maybe they can't. I mean, she says she loves her work in her company. So it may be a situation where it's difficult for them.
They might be trying to get it.
Then they
to
may
that
be
point.
trying. So it's not that we're attacking the company because she doesn't. She loves, you say, I love my work in my company. But she wants an alignment. She wants her pay and her title to come into alignment with her responsibilities. And so I think that I would call on Gabriel for that. Now, let me tell you why. Gabriel typically is one for children, but also it's about messages. And I know this is kind of might not make sense at first, but I feel like Gabriel can communicate that message without you having to sound like you're not grateful. Okay, and I also think I would throw in maybe. Honestly, and I work a lot with Raziel, so I would throw in Raziel because Raziel can kind of go up into the karma of everything and fix it for you without you having to do everything. So I feel like Gabriel will help you give the right words, and then you just leave the rest to Raziel. Okay, so that's who I'm getting. Raziel's like iridescent colors and so subtle but so intelligent. Okay. And the last one is Lexi.
Lexi, yeah.
So Lexi would like to get a job in Rapid City doing Reiki. So
she knows what she wants. She just wants to find it.
It's literally it's about manifesting what she already knows she wants. This is what she wants to do. And I put an affirmation. I bring Reiki healing to those in need in Rapid City. Like you're already doing it. I bring healing to those in need, Reiki healing to those in need in Rapid City. And I thought for your meditation, just really visualize the clients in need. Instead of visualizing, sometimes we go straight to visualizing. You don't, Lexi, I don't think. But many of us will go straight to the money or the logistics of the job as opposed to the service of the job. And especially in healing, shouldn't we all come back to who we're helping? I mean, isn't that kind of the point of why we're doing it? Because most of us know it's not for the money, right?
Exactly.
It's not great, and a lot of us in this business know it's not. We're not in it for the money, even though, we want to get paid because we need to make a living. But she already knows. She can visualize the clients in need in Rapid City. And then I got the crystal, all the crystals we talked about for manifesting and for jobs and for money that you need. But also I put apophyllite because it's known to be the Reiki stone. I don't always myself think of it as the Reiki stone, but most everyone does. So I think it has gotten some universal consciousness to be the Reiki stone. Yeah. So I put that. That's and then throw in anything else that's going to help you manifest. And I would, if you do a grid, I would amplify that again because quartz are also amplifiers, I would point those in because you're wanting to bring in the job. Okay, anything you want to take out, you point it away, right? And then I put for herbs or candle, I basically get a job candle. Yellow, for all of you guys, the reason I'm saying yellow so much, and you can always use white, but is because it brings plans into action. And one thing I found interesting is people think that you can only use red candles for certain things. I would use yellow, but I would challenge y'all to wonder if maybe, and I'm not the only one who thinks this, okay, maybe you could use red when you really want to expedite something, just like cinnamon, just like fire. Okay, so the candle's already
Makes
expediting
sense.
because it's fire.
Makes sense.
But red, and all of these things, you guys, you can immerse yourself in these colors. You can wear the colors. You can turn your lights the colors. Those little things, they're $29.99 that we use for all our bulbs, right? And they last forever. That you can change them any color. Any of you who've taken my classes know, or have been here to Soultopia know, there's a lot of stuff you can do with color, and I believe in it. So, but I think that the red could expedite if you were kind of beginning. I feel like there maybe is like, come on, I've been kind of impatient about this.
Yeah.
So yellow brings action, plans into action. And the herb I don't know if you have something, Roger, but I had sandalwood, because sandalwood brings, amongst many other things, sandalwood brings your dreams into reality. So for all of you with the jobs, I would add in sandalwood too. So again, you could use the herb and diffuse it, or you could use it in your candle, in your spell. You could put the essential oils or the herbs down in there, and your crystals if you want to. Just, keep them away from the wick. And then the essential oils, I would do, Lexi, I would do Roman chamomile, and that one, same thing. I would diffuse it, and you could also put it in the, so along with the sandalwood, you could use incense too.
Yeah.
Or the regular herb. But for the essential oil, I would do Roman chamomile and diffuse it or dilute it, like we said earlier, and put it on your wrist. And then for the archangel, Lexi, I would use, and there's so many more that I have mentioned tonight, but I think it's clearly Raphael. Okay, I think you just work with Raphael. He is the healing angel, and that's the work you do, and you're such a healer.
Yeah.
She's also extremely grounded. Now, did you have anything to add to that?
Well, I had a charm bag for that. This actually is for Get the Job charm bag.
Okay.
Not money drawing or anything like that. So you actually would use a green or yellow candle with this while you're actually setting it. I would burn some prosperity incense while you're doing this also. Create a business card, your business card, what you think you want it to say, how you want it to say. Even if you had a name of a business that you're like, this is where I'm going to work, create that. Put it on the bay leaves. Y'all know about bay leaves. We've talked about bay leaves.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah.
Because bay leaves, we can write on the bay leaf itself too. Prosperity oil, sea salt, calamus root, comfort leaves, and cinnamon. And then use all of that inside a green bag. And as you're putting it all together, set your intentions, your affirmations, and put it together to carry with you till you find that job.
That's great. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people could tweak that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for reminding us about the bay leaves, because those are great.
I love bay leaves.
Write on.
Yeah,
Just
bay
to
leaves,
write
write on it, burn them. They're
Burn
great to
it.
burn in the house anyway,
Yeah.
or put in around your candles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention, we mentioned PJ's book, and we didn't give this book away tonight. We gave away this beautiful bottle. I think these are gorgeous, actually.
And I believe it was Kelly.
Kelly and Carla both said at the same time. So
I saw it come
Do we have
across
two?
on mine. Is,
Patcheteer.
Do we have two?
I think I do.
If
I think
we
I got
have
two
two-
left.
I think we have another one. So if we do, and they tied, they can both.
Okay.
Carla,
so Kelly,
let us know if you're going to pick it up
and
or we need
Carla.
to ship it.
Heck no, she's got to come here and see me.
Okay, we're not going to ship it, Carla. You
gotta come and
gotta
see me, girl.
come see us for Christmas. Okay, and then we also, Carrie and I just had this book out. I wanted to point it out. Astrology for Wellness. Hopefully, before too long, we'll have Monty Farber and Amy Zerner. They're friends of both me and Roger. Star sign guides for body, mind, and spirit vitality. And we didn't go over any astrology today, but this book, there's lots of good astrology books, but this one breaks it down into so easily into, like, if you're a Cancer, this is the kind of comforter you should have. Like, it literally tells you what's the best kind of, and for Cancer, because I am one, it's a quilt, like that your grandmother made. And by the way, I have one of those.
Yeah.
It's that you want comfort. So it breaks down what kind of comforter, what kind of colors you should wear, what kind of candles, crystals, oils, everything. Mineral salts even. Yeah, so it's a great book.
Yeah.
We have it here at Soultopia. We probably don't have time to read tonight, do we?
No.
We're
like
way over.
Way over.
We're
yeah.
way over.
Michelle talked a lot.
Did I? I'm sorry. I am excited about.
good.
I'm
It's all
excited
good.
about metaphysical makeovers. This is something I want to start offering. I used to offer crystal consultations, and I kind of got away from that. Tell you what those are later. Maybe we'll just do those one time. But metaphysical makeovers. It's something that I'd like to start doing on a regular basis here. I hope it helped the 5 people that we did tonight. And thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for tuning in a little bit late and staying late with us. And that's it for tonight. You can listen to SoulWhat on Spotify, the iHeartRadio app, Google Podcast, iTunes, and of course by watching, like many of you did tonight, live on YouTube at Michelle Soultopia and on both of our Facebook pages, so at SoulWhat and at Soultopia Holistic Boutique. Thank you so much, you guys, for listening, where we discuss and you get to decide what's important to your soul. Good night.
Thanks, guys.